Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's home service ambassador. Find more online at prg-ne.com.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. The last few years have been wild, but we've been here for you through all the ups and downs, and we'll be here for you when you need us the most, for all your travels and for your day-to-day driving. With winter conditions causing problems all over town, the last thing anyone needs this year is constant car troubles. Let us help you drive in peace and make sure you drive to work and to winter destinations safe. A1 Automotive, 11th and L Street downtown, always honest answers.
It's time for the Class A State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. State baseball broadcasts are presented by the Carpe Diem team of Nebraska Realty. This is a presentation of the 2024 Girls State Basketball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. State basketball broadcasts are presented by Union Bank and Trust, Southeast Community College, Platte Valley Equipment, Nebraska Hematology Oncology, Wingstop, Sand Hills Global, Roofing Service Company, High Electric, Eustis Body Shop, the Nebraska Army National Guard, Pizza Ranch, Members Owned Credit Union, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Sunbelt Rentals, Acres, Ebb Concrete, Doane University, the Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame, and Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Now, calling all the action from Pinnacle Bank Arena, here's Nick Sainert and Jay Foreman.
Well, welcome into Pinnacle Bank Arena. We're back out here. Class A semifinal action just about ready to get underway. But first, it's the Millard West Wildcats and the Lincoln North Star Gators. The Gators coming in off that miraculous and exciting upset victory over Millard North against the Millard West Wildcats, who came in off of a 14-point victory against the Omaha Central Eagles. Right. We're going to step aside really quickly. Nick Sainert, Jay Foreman with you. When we come back, I had an opportunity to sit down with head coach Tommy Johnson of Lincoln North Star pregame just to get his thoughts going up against the juggernaut, the predicted favorite, the number one seed, Millard West Wildcats, coming up after this on 93.7 The Ticket. Pace growing culture. They have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
You had to know that when Wingstop set out to make a crispy, juicy chicken sandwich, they wouldn't make it in just one flavor. They'd make it in all 12, like lemon pepper, mango habanero, hickory smoked barbecue, and OG hot. So why have one new favorite chicken sandwich when you can have 12? Try the new sauced and tossed Wingstop chicken sandwich today for only $5.49 at Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Valid for a limited time and available at participating Wingstop locations only while supplies last. Price subject to applicable taxes and fees.
At Southeast Community College, community is our middle name. Our continuing education classes offer personal interest, traffic safety and licensing, online learning, and adult education classes across Southeast Nebraska or online in your own home. Learn pottery or floral design, take a computer course, learn Spanish, how to start writing a book, or Air Fryer 101. See the full schedule of continuing education classes online at southeast.edu/continuing. SCC, your path to possible.
All righty, welcome back into Pinnacle Bank Arena as we get ready for the Millard West Wildcats going up to Lincoln against the Lincoln North Star Gators. Really good crowd on hand here at Pinnacle Bank Arena. I think it would be about 60-40 Lincoln North Star fans to Millard West faithful here, Jay Foreman. Let me bring you in as starting lineups or non-starters are being introduced here. What's the key? Because Millard West coming in off that win where they didn't play all that well, right? Their two starts in Neely and Nora Gessert didn't play that well. They both finished with 12 points. That's about 6 or 7 points below Neely's average. What do they need to do to kind of get back on track and do what they do?
Well, obviously they probably think we got to get Neely Gessert going early and often. and not only to get her in rhythm because thing was just discombobulated last game. Now that was Omaha Central doing a really good job on not only her but then her twin sister as well. So that's got to be the game plan. But then also they just got to play within themselves. They got Pavin, they got really good, they got Hanson, really good complementary pieces that were able to step up in times of need. You had Winningham that came off the bench. It was excellent on defense, timely couple buckets. And then on the other side, what do you think of the North Star Gators? The funny thing about it is, Nick, I will say this. I would venture to say that the North Star Gators match up better against them than any other team now, potentially now. Yeah. Any other team in the tournament as of right now. Why? Because of Sarah Gatwich. Yeah. And also Katie Irons and obviously Joyce Johnson. And then you think Annie Lou and Anderson. You have shooters, you have size, you have speed, you have tenacity. And I also think that Tommy Johnson, sneakily enough, we got to check out his shirt. He got the same one, right? Go a little good luck charm. He might have a little curveball in his back pocket, a little slickster there.
There it is. Let's talk about the Lincoln North Star Gators now. 19-5 on the year. They're coming in over that as the 5 seed after they upset technically Millard North on Wednesday afternoon. They're extremely young, Jay Foreman. I want to go through their starting lineup really quickly. Their lone senior on the roster is Tiana Price, not in the starting lineup. Right. The starting 5 for Tommy Johnson. That 6-foot junior, Sarah Gatwich, a 5'11 junior, Olivia Anderson, a 5'10 sophomore, Kendall Anderson, a 6-foot sophomore, Annie Liu, and a 5'3 freshman, Joyce Johnson. Right. The future is so bright, and this is such a big stage. How do they control emotion?
Yeah, I think their head coach does that. I mean, he's cool, calm, and collective, very reserved but very direct. But then also the experience of this program breaking through last year, I think gives them a ton of confidence. And I also think the ability to come back and erase an 18-point deficit that they had early in the year against Millard North and almost beat them by that in the state tournament. I don't think they're scared at all. I don't think they'll be nervous, unlike other teams. I think Tommy Johnson has instilled some confidence in these girls that they can go anywhere, any place, anytime, and beat anybody.
Well, for Millard West, they're going to start the same 5 led by head coach Mark Kruger, trying to get back to the state championship game for the first time since 2016. They've never won a state championship in their school history, if you can believe that. They've been here 16 times. The same starting 5 for them as it was on Wednesday afternoon. Number 21, Taylor Hanson. Number 23, Neela Gessert. Number 30, Nora Gessert. Number 35, Callie Ott. And number 42, the 6-foot sophomore, Kylie Pavin. Before we tip things off, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
All right, so Nick Sainer, Jay Foreman back with you. Millard West versus Lincoln North Star. The Gators in there visiting Navy Blue, same unis that they had on Wednesday afternoon, while Millard West, same stuff for them as well. The whites with green letters and numbers. And we are underway in the Class A semifinal. Elkhorn North and Scott Catholic will rematch for the 3rd season in a row in Class B. And here we're finding out who's going to punch their first ticket to the state final. Somebody is going to have an opportunity to win their first in school history as we have a quick 3 by Kendall Anderson. We saw her light it on fire earlier in the week on Wednesday.
Little elevator screen to get Anderson going on and going early and often, and that's that 1-3-1 zone on defense for North Star Gators.
Here's Nora Gessert, mid-range jumper from the elbow, no good. It's 3-0 Gators with the basketball. Annie Liu brings it across the timeline. She has it top of the key, hands it off to Joyce Johnson. Johnson, just the freshman, one of the many freshmen that'll see some playing time for head coach Tommy Johnson and the Gators. In the lane, Gatwich bumps, and it's going to be a blocking foul as Gatwich will go to the line to shoot 2, and that's going to be the first foul of the game on Nora Gessert.
Yeah, a little bit of high flex action there. Got it to Sarah Gatwich. She didn't really know whether she wanted to shoot the free throw line jumper or take it to the hoop. Put her head down, got to the free throw line nevertheless.
Nora Gessert talking to the official, asking for an explanation.
Yeah, I could understand what you would be wanting, because when you're as an offensive player and you barrel into him. Now, granted, if as a referee and he's going over to talk to Coach Kruger there, the feet weren't set. So you have to make an attempt to establish yourself. You're trying to draw a charge.
Gatwich, no good on the first free throw, has one more on the way, and it's up. And it's no good off front iron as well. So 0 at the line for Sarah Gatwich on the opening trip. Here comes Nora Gessert pushing the pace across the timeline. Now she'll slow down Gessert. left side now. Here's Callie Ott, the 5'10 senior. She passes it back to Gesser on the right wing. Cross-court pass into the corner to her sister, Neely. Neely, the leading scorer on this team, while Nora pops the three, and it's off to the right. No good. Rebound fumbled for a moment by Annie Lou, but she gets it back, and here come the Gators. Up 3-0 early in this one. Annie Lou hands it off Joyce Johnson. Johnson cuts down, pass down low. Olivia Anderson, gets the layup to go from the right side, and it's 5-0 Gators. Good find by Joyce Johnson.
Joyce Johnson, just a freshman, right? 5'6", and she leads the team in assists, or second in the team in assists, just as a freshman. Great look there.
Here's Nora Gesser. She's 0 for 2 on the day. Struggled last game out, just 1 of 13 shooting the ball on Wednesday afternoon against the Omaha Central Eagles. Down low, it's Neely Gesser. Finds Nora cutting at the free throw line. Right-handed layup. Nora Gesser, good, and it's 5-2.
Hey, just like the driveway, give and go action. Twins cash in early.
So 5-2. Now Millard West is going to extend the defensive pressure. It forces a tipped basketball. It goes out of bounds. Last touch by Millard West.
Yeah, and you know what? It's a little bit of a change up there that they, from the first game against Central, where they didn't press very that much because of Nia Jones. Now they feel like they might be able to do this against North Star because of the youth that they have in the backcourt.
So 5:59 to go, first quarter, 5-2. Lincoln North Star with a 3-point lead. As Annie Lou has it on the elbow, she'll turn around, take the jumper. It's a good-looking shot, just off to the left a little bit. Here comes Nora Gessert after the Pabin rebound. Calliot with it on the left wing. Big physical guards for Millard West. Calliot is definitely one of those listed as a guard / a forward. She's playing the guard currently. Right side, here's Nora Gessert to Neely. Neely in the corner, gets doubled by Gatwich and Anderson. Now down low to a wide-open Pabin. Layup too strong, gets her own miss. The putback is also no good, but she is fouled, and she'll go to the line to shoot two.
Great look there by Nora Gessert after she got the pass from her sister. That Pabin, they ran a little bit of a high-low action, so Callie Ott from the backside of the defense established herself at the free throw line, put Anderson in a no-win situation, high-low, dump in. Now she's at the free throw line.
That foul went on Annie Lou, her first free throw on the way for Pabin is through the net. It's good, 5-3 with one more free throw coming.
Yeah, Nick, I think this game is going to be, a game of runs. They're going to go back and forth, two highly competitive teams, and nobody's going to give an inch and try to get to that state championship.
The second free throw is just a tad strong, so with 5:25 to go in the first, it'll be Gators basketball attempting to break this press of Millard West. They do so with a pass up the floor to Anderson. Now back to Gatwich. Gatwich with it on the free throw line. Floater on the way. Blocked by Gessert. Neely Gessert got a right hand on it and swatted it away. So here is Nora Gessert across the timeline on the left side. Picks up her dribble. Throws it right side to Ott. Callie Ott now into the corner. One-handed pass over to the left wing to Nora Gessert. She one-handed bounce passes it to Ott. Now down low, it's Taylor Hansen. The first time we've called her name for touching the ball. She gets the offensive rebound off the miss, and she ties the game with a nice layup from the left side.
Good job by Taylor Hansen. Just continue to follow the miss. Got it up with the backboard. Kind of sneaked in there to get that offensive rebound.
So Gators having to beat this 1-2-2 press that Millard West has presented them with, and they do relatively easily with just patience, which is something that hard to come by sometimes by the young team, Jay Foreman. Gatwich out. Anderson will try another three. That one's just a little too strong, and Gessert gets the miss.
Part of the 1-2-2 press is to get North Star Gators to play at a different pace because they know man-to-man, defense probably will not work in their favor, even though they have a really good team and defensive unit. They know Sarah Gatwich can get to the bucket early and often, as she showed in the first part of the game. So it's not just to get them to turn them over. It's to speed them up, dictate the shots so they can get rebounds, and they don't have to worry about this active North Star Gator offensive rebounding team.
So Neely Gessert missed a three as this one goes out of bounds onto our table, then back onto the floor. And so it's going to be a turnover once again. So like I said, Neely Gessert missed a three. North Star got it back, and then they just threw it right at Jay Foreman, but he didn't have the hands to grab it. So 5-5 is the score, 4:09 to play in the first quarter. And it's Millard West basketball. No comeback?
No comeback.
You got nothing?
No, it just rolled up there. I needed a little bit more trajectory there for me to one-hand it.
There you go. As corner three on the way for Pabin is just a little too strong. Rebounded by Neely Gessert. Millard West will get another crack. Hansen pops the three from the left wing, and the rebound goes into the hands of Annie Lou, and she throws an outlet up the floor to Gatwich. Gatwich going on Nora Gessert. Nora Gessert lets her go. And I think Gatwich was maybe surprised by that because Nora had already picked up one personal foul, and Gatwich misses the easy 2-point bucket. Here's Neely Gessert for three, and Neely Gessert puts the Wildcats up 8-5.
Right, the quick pass from her sister, a lot different than against Central, in rhythm, nothing but net.
Pass up the floor to Joyce Johnson. It goes right through her mitts, and it's out of bounds. 8-5, Millard West with a 3-point lead and the basketball.
Yeah, look, these two teams are feeling each other out. There's no panic, and they know Tommy Johnson and crew, they know these Gesser twins are going to come with it tonight, and they're going to try to bring their best game. Now they got their first sub coming in, and who's coming out? Not really. Oh, Sarah Gatwich is coming in. And then you got number 24, Brooke Plain, coming in, where she played a big role in that first game where she was a instant defensive stalwart. Let's see what she does tonight.
So Wenninghoff in for Millard West as well in the near corner. Pabin will try again from three. That one's off badly, and Katie Irons saves it from going out of bounds. No, they're going to call it out of bounds, in fact. So it will be Millard West basketball underneath their own bucket. 8-5, the score, 3:17 to go in the first quarter. The five out there for Tommy Johnson will be Katie Irons, Kendall Anderson, Brooke Plain, Joyce Johnson, and on a layup by Taylor Hanson, the fifth player out there is Annie Liu. 10-5, Millard West. Lincoln North Star with the basketball, attempting to break this pass. Their press, they've turned it over 2 times in a row, and they do it, make it 3 times in a row. It's a nice step by Gessert, and the foul. She went right into the body of Katie Irons. That's a veteran move on a freshman.
Yeah, that's plenty of times that she did it. First of all, Katie Irons drove into the double team. That is the cardinal sin against any press. And then Nora Gessert got it. She looked like she was going to finish with the right quick crossover, step under, into contact. And you know what was even better, Nick? She finished with her left hand, set her up for possibly a 3-point play.
So 12-5 with Nora Gessert at the line to shoot one more and attempt to convert this 3-point play, and she does. 13-5 with 2:59 to play in the first quarter. Here are the Gators. Up the floor, Joyce Johnson with it. Johnson crosses over into the corner. Annie Liu with it to Katie Irons. Irons hit a couple of big threes on Wednesday afternoon to Joyce Johnson. Now to Liu. Liu, shot fake, looking around, throws it out to the logo to Joyce Johnson, calling for help. She's trying to figure out which way she wants to go. She passes it right side to Kendall Anderson. 12 on the possession, 2:34 on the game clock. Irons to the top of the key, Annie Liu. Now pass deflected by Gessert, got in the passing lane, and it will be Lincoln North Star basketball with 6 seconds remaining on the shot clock.
Yeah, Millard West is doing a good job of going from their press back to kind of a soft zone, but they're trying to keep North Star on one side of the court. That was a good job right there.
Here's Johnson, and with 2 on the possession, throws up a tough one, and it's off the backboard, no good. And here comes Gessert and the Wildcats. 2:18 to play in the first quarter. Neely Gessert will fire a 3, just a little strong, and the rebound caroms out to Katie Irons, and she'll bring it across the timeline. Getting tracked down by Neely Gessert now on the right wing. She dribbles top of the key. And Irons runs into Wenninghoff, and she lost the basketball right back into the hands of the Wildcats and Nora Gessert. So Gessert will be met by Joyce Johnson to Neely. 3-ball, Neely Gessert way too strong. Missed everything. And it looks like Lincoln North Star wasn't even ready for the basketball off the rebound. And so we're going to have a jump ball. Possession arrow keeps it with Millard West.
Well, I think Millard West is generally that good of a shooting team. You expect them to get some sort of rim, and they caught everybody by surprise. Jump ball action there keeps it at Millard West. But one thing I will say about Katie Irons, right? We saw her in the first game against Millard North start kind of slow, kind of feel it out. I think she's doing the same thing right now. Once she gets going, she can heat it up pretty quick.
So inside, it's Wenninghoff. Great extra pass down low to Hanson. Hanson couldn't convert on the layup, and the defensive rebound goes to Kendall Anderson. Up the floor is Katie Irons on the right side. Cross-court pass. That's a lazy pass. It was in the air for a long time, but it worked out as Liu
good job,
goes right into the hand or right into the body of Brooke Wenninghoff, and she'll go to the line to shoot 2. That's a freshman pass. Lobbing it across the court. Right with a future Division I player in Gessert.
Yeah, and that's the thing and plus Gessert knows how to play a little hide and go seek there and lay in the weeds. But you just need a little bit more oomph on it, and the lower trajectory could get it to her. But also a really good job there by Annie Liu staying with it, getting to the rim, and then drawing a foul on Wenninghoff. Right now, granted, Wenninghoff isn't a starter, but when you're North Star and you want to kind of get your bearings, you want to be able to cash in at the free throw line. Now, we saw Gatwich miss 2. We saw Annie Liu miss 1. Now, if I'm Tommy Johnson, say, listen, settle down, let's play, hit the free throws, and see what we do after that.
Second free throw on the way for Liu is also no good. So North Star 0 for 4 at the free throw line, but Liu gets the offensive rebound. North Star gets another crack at it as Joyce Johnson has it directly in front of us on the left wing. Cross court to Kendall Anderson. She's 1 for 2 from beyond the arc today. Now Liu on Annie Lou with it on the right side. Kicks it. Anderson, another three on the way. Just rimmed out. Brooke Plain with an offensive rebound. They try to get it out to Gatwich, but the active hands of Nora Gessert forces the turnover. On the right side, it's Nora Gessert, guarded by Kendall Anderson. Cross-court pass into the corner. Here is Callie Ott. Ott threw a ball to Taylor Hanson. Shot fake. One step in, mid-range. Sunk.
This is the Millard West offense that we all heard about all year long. Good spacing, good rhythm, good passing, cutting, open shots. This is what made them the number one team in the state.
As Kendall Anderson fires a three, just a little too strong. Rebound fought for and tracked down by Gessert. She hands it off to her sister Nora. Down low, it's Pavin. Layup good. Tommy Johnson might want to talk things over. 30 seconds left in the first quarter. It's 17-5. Millard West Wildcats over the Gators. On the right side, here's Joyce Johnson, left side rather, into the corner. Annie Lou for three, unable to connect. And that's Callie Ott rather. She tracks down the rebound. 14 on the game clock. Millard West can hold for the final shot of the quarter as Nora Gessert has it on the logo. Bounces it to Taylor Hanson. 5 on the game clock to Pavin. She'll fire a three from the left wing. And guess what? Kylie Pavin makes it a 20-5 ball game at the end of the first quarter here in the Class A semifinal. It's danger zone time for Lincoln North Star. We'll talk more about it when we return at the start of the second quarter right here on 93.7 The Ticket.
The Coach's Pep Talk. Done well, it creates strong team unity, improves motivation, and attitude. So when Platte Valley Equipment says they're here to help you succeed, you'll have their 100% support to help you handle any task with their John Deere equipment that gets the job done every time. And with low monthly payments, well, that should be some serious motivation to visit PlatteValleyEquipment.com. Proud sponsor of the 2024 NSAA Boys and Girls High School State Basketball Tournament.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
Back here at Pinnacle Bank Arena, Nick Sainer, Jay Foreman with you. Jay, the Gators will get the basketball. They're down 15. What needs to change?
Well, they just need to play with a little bit more patience. To be honest with you, though, Nick, every three-point shot they've shot is the right shot, and they all look like they are going in. So they need a couple shots to fall, stay within themselves. Also, what they need to do on defense, they need to be a little bit more in sync in their rotations. Millard West is moving the ball really, really crisply, and obviously because of the lack of ball pressure. So I might extend my defense, but then also on offense, I might run in a little bit more because I think North Star has a little bit of advantage in the foot speed department.
Here's Nora Gessert as she drains a three, 23-5, largest lead of the game at 18 for the Wildcats.
This is going to be a game of runs. You know, they're making their run right now. Now you got to make yours. You just got to just chip away at this lead here. There's no 18-point shot. You got to be real disciplined. You got to be smart. You got to be tough because it's a tough time going against this good team.
Here's Annie Lou in the lane. She gets tripped up by Wenninghoff, as that's one that you worry about. Knees collide in there, but nonetheless, it's going to be a foul on Brooke Wenninghoff. That's going to be number 2 on her.
Right, and that's what they can do right there. You could try to rotate the ball. Once you get like an edge right there, if we're talking about Lincoln North Star on offense, you want to drive the ball hard in there, try to get them in foul trouble. Why? Stop the clock and potentially get to the free throw line and score some easy points.
Inbound pass to Annie Lou. She had a really good look at the bucket, just couldn't take the top off. And so it's 23-5, and Neely Gessert passes off to the right side to Callie Ott. Ott crosses over, gives it to Hanson, now to Pavin. Pavin driving baseline on Kendall Anderson, and her shot is blocked by Gatwich.
Yeah.
But I think
bailout call there, Nick. I felt like, excuse me, I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's right.
I felt like Pavin had a good drive, but she was out of control because you got to think she was almost jumping sideways, throwing it up there. I felt like that was a clean block by Gatwich. Maybe some body there.
The foul goes on Kendall Anderson.
Probably a little bit body there, but I think the contact initially was created by the offensive player, but nevertheless at the free throw line.
First one on the way for Pavin is up and good, so 24-5 the score. 7:03 to play in the second quarter. Our second semifinal of the night will be Lincoln Southwest and Bellevue West is the second free throw for Pavin. Rattles around and out. Up the floor to Katie Irons. Tracking it down. Tries to save it from going out of bounds. Does so, but right into the hands of Pavin. Those are just unforced turnovers.
Yeah, and they're the right play, but just a little bit off. And I will tell you from our games earlier, this rim down here on our end just seems like a little bit tight. The teams haven't shot well on it. But as far as I'm North Star, I like them pushing the ball, right? We just got to get our passes down and be a little bit more crisp. Now, look, this is an extremely young team. Once they get their bearings, they're going to have to, knock into this deficit that they're in. They should have a goal, by halftime. They're down by 19 now. If we can get this to maybe something close to 10, 12 to 10 points, we can make a run because they are explosive on offense once they get rolling.
So 24-5, Millard West out in front by 19. 6:39 to play in the second quarter. Nora Gessert with it, takes a screen left. Now looked for the pick and roll, was unable to get it to her. Now left side, Neely Gessert will pop a three. Just a little short, but the rebound goes right into the hands of Hansen. Back out Nora Gessert. Fakes left, goes right, floater with the one hand off balance, and she sinks it. What a shot by Nora Gessert, 26-5.
The Gessert twins are showing all that you need to know, or all you can see is why they're both Division I athletes. They can do it outside, inside, and mid-range.
So here's Annie Lewis. She gets bumped and fouled by Neely Gessert. That'll be her first.
Right. So, with the Gessert twins, where they're a little bit off in that first game against Omaha Central, and maybe because they played each other and know each other for so long. And when a team doesn't know each other, it could happen two ways, Nick. One, North Star, the upstart program, can catch them by surprise, or Millard West will catch them by surprise because of the continuity, veteran leadership, and also the star power of the Gessert twins.
So here is Gatwich on the right side. Gatwich spinning around now, backs it out to the perimeter. Gatwich looking around, going on Nora Gessert. Jumper, no good, but she is fouled.
That's what you need to do right there, because you're not – look, we know this. There's not a 21-point shot out there. But also, for Millard West, down on the offensive end for them, their outside shooting has taken North Star out of that 1-3-1 trap or zone, right? So now they got to play more man. So if I'm North Star, I'm trying to really press them close to halftime or close to half court, because I feel like I can guard them one-on-one. Now I got to start matching up. You saw Katie Irons got matched up on Nora Gessert, but we got to match up our best players against their best players, and we got to see what we can do from there.
First free throw for Gatwich was good. Second one on the way off back iron. Offensive rebound, Annie Liu. Back to Gatwich. She steps back into a three. Just a little strong, and Neely Gessert skies high for the rebound. 26-6 as Neely Gessert bringing it up the floor. Crosses over in the lane. Bodies take a tumble, and the Gators come up with a loose ball. Up the floor to Annie Liu. Liu working on Pabin. Pabin, good closeout. Hands it off Olivia Anderson. Layup good.
You got Neely Gessert down here. Hurt. It was a good job by Katie Irons trying to draw the charge, but a lot of body contact. She fell kind of hard. And the one thing, Nick, I would say this, when these girls have been playing so hard and they're driving and they're falling down, it's like sometimes when you get body contact, you don't have your arms and your elbows and stuff to embrace yourself. I know Coach Kruger is talking to one of the refs. It wasn't a malicious play. It was a good, hard foul. I think Neely Gessert getting up. Look, when you bump the knees, though, that hurts. Whether you get a thigh bruise or knee to knee, we're happy that she's able to get up and walk it off and hope she rests a little bit, get back in the game. But on the other end, right, what we talked about, you got to run, you got to hit your free throws. Now, look, North Star is they look like Nebraska from a couple years ago, where you remember against Iowa, they went 1 for 10. They're 1 for 7 or 8 right now. They cannot afford to continue to shoot at that rate. But offensively, off of that steal or a dead ball, what they do, run, got a good layup. You got to up the tempo up. Now, you might give up a couple layups, but you got to figure your athletic ability to play free, that will loosen you up as well, and hopefully their outside shots start to hit.
So 26-8 the score. Millard West out in front by 18. Nora Gessert with her sister Neely on the bench. Fires it over. Pabin for three. No good. Gatwich is going to get whistled for the foul as she reached over the top of Taylor Hansen.
Good job by Hansen there on the box out. Taylor Hansen isn't as tall as Sarah Gatwich, but she did a good job of stealing and owning her spot and boxing her out, drawing the foul on North Star star player.
So 26-8, 5:20 to play in the second quarter. Baseline inbound, Gessert gets it into Hansen. Now she gets it knocked away from her by Katie Irons, and it will be out of bounds. Last touch by the Gators, stays with the Wildcats.
North Star is not going to give up. They're going to continue to compete. They just got to get a little confidence and get some shots going in. But this is a veteran unit here that they're going against.
Hannah Hefty into the game for Millard West as well, as Nora Gessert has it left side. Long three on the way, and she sinks it.
Yeah,
Nora Gessert.
Nora Gessert wearing number 30 for a reason. That's from Steph Curry range. From deep, don't think they expected to shoot it from that deep, but it was nothing but net. They are hitting tonight on all cylinders.
29-8, Gatwich pushing the pace, and she is fouled by Millard West. Both Hefty and Calliot were in the vicinity. We'll see which one it's going to be on.
But again, Nick, like we said before, how do you come back? You got to start getting some shots at the rim. You got to get downhill. You got to do those type of things to get back into the game, because the best way to knock into that deficit is make hay at the free throw line. Now, the hard part, which has been in the first quarter and a half, is to make those free throws.
So Neely Gessert limping over to the scores table. She's ready to come back into the game. She doesn't look perfectly good, but she's ready to go.
Yeah, she's been playing with a wrap on her hand, so she was a little compromised there. I think she either, knocked knee to knee or a little bit of a thigh bruise, so she's going to be able to get back in this game and hopefully finish it pretty strong.
So 29-9, 4:55 to go in the second quarter. Second one on the way is good. It's 29-10. So Neely Gessert will inbound it here to Nora as she slowly jogs up the floor. Neely Gessert with it now. Nora with it on the tie across the timeline on the right side. Looking around, now finds Callie Ott. Ott thought about pulling from even farther than Nora did, but Nora says, I'll shoot that three. It's blocked by Gatwich. Gatwich is running on the floor, which leaves a wide open Pavin for a layup.
Right, yeah, see, we saw that last game for North Star. Gatwich can make up a lot of space. Surprise Gessert there, but what they do, stick-to-itiveness, dumped it in, easy 2 points.
Irons now to Gatwich, directly in front of us, guarded by Nora Gessert. Gatwich stops at the Big Ten logo, mid-range, good.
Nora Gatwich is giving her a lot of space because they don't want to get in foul trouble. So if I'm Sarah Gatwich, I have to take it at her every single time and keep scoring points or get her in some foul trouble.
31-12 as Nora Gessert has it on the right side, looking around, throws over to Callie Ott. Ott bounce passes it to Neely in the far corner in front of Tommy Johnson. Neely stops at the elbow, finds Nora Gessert wide open three, and she hits it again. Nora Gessert, completely different story and completely different player than what we saw on Wednesday.
Her and her sister came out firing on all cylinders. We know Neely has been the leading scorer, but Nora Gessert stepped up last game at the free throw line. But then now we're seeing her drilling threes left and right.
Here's Anderson for North Star, unable to connect on the three ball, and we'll have a foul called on Olivia Anderson. It's 34-12. Millard West out in front big.
Millard West is playing like they have been advertised, hitting outside shots, executing give and goes, pick and rolls, dump downs, pin downs. They're doing everything they have in their playbook. And then what it's doing is making North Star play a little bit faster, playing in a hurry, as I like to say, and then taking some shots. Normally, they wouldn't take this early in the shot clock.
So at the line, because that was the 15th foul on the Gators, is Neely Gessert with 3:37 to go in the second. How about this? Both teams are going to be in the bonus from here on out in the final 3.5 minutes of the second quarter. That's an opportunity for North Star.
Right. It's imperative for them to be running some weaves, some wheel actions to try to get some angles against this Millard West defense to get to the hole and possibly get in the three-point play, but better yet, hit their free throws.
That's got to be crisp passes with that, right?
Yes.
Because Millard West is an aggressive enough team, and they have a large enough lead where they can maybe take a couple of chances.
And you got to think the Gessert twins are big guards, so you can play the passing lane.
So here's Gatwich in the lane, takes the bump, no foul, no bucket, and rebounded there by number one, Anna Dunn. Up the floor, Neely Gessert, and it's tipped out of bounds. Last touch by the Gators and Andy Lou, so it will be a baseline inbound for Millard West underneath their own bucket with 3:15 to go in the second quarter. 35-12, the Wildcats on top of the Gators.
Yeah, this is an up and down game. Even though it's a 23-point deficit for North Star, it doesn't seem like that. Now, North Star can't hit the broadside of a barn right now from outside, and Millard West is lights out from threes this first half.
3:08 to play. Here's Neely Gessert on the far side, drives baseline, layup off the glass, and it falls.
Nick,
Scratch that. That was Callie Ott.
Everything's working. Callie Ott didn't even know the ball was coming to her. Caught everybody by surprise. Ripped through, left-hand drive, 2 points.
It's a 25-point advantage for Millard West here late in the second quarter. Left side, here's Katie Irons with it. Irons takes the screen right from Gatwich. Cross-court pass through to Lou. Back to Irons in the far corner. Irons dribbles to the right wing. Now top of the key. Gives it to Gatwich. Gatwich takes the screen right. Mid-range jumper from the elbow. Off back iron. That was kind of a brick on the right side. It's rebounded by Pavin. Up the floor, they look to Hanson. Hanson catches it underneath the basket. She'll bring it out to the perimeter. Top of the key now, Pavin. A little bit of an inaccurate pass from Callie Ott, which made her reset herself. Now left side, it's Anna Dunn. to Hansen in the corner. Hansen drives, stops, through, and the pass is unable to be handled by Calliot. It goes into the media tables, and it'll be out of bounds to the Gators.
You know, Nick, this is a lot like the NCAA tournament where you see a top-ranked team kind of just skate through that first round, get their bearings, and then really turn up. It's a different mindset and energy level from this Millard West Wildcat team.
So here's Joyce Johnson standing on the logo. 2:05 to play in the second. 37-12. Johnson in the lane, just went isolation. It sat on the front rim, unable to fall. Offensive rebound, Irons for three from the near corner, unable to hit it as well. And the Gators are cold.
Yeah, they got real hot in that second half against Millard North. Have not found their mark from the outside yet.
Here's Neely Gessert in
Great
the lane,
job there by
and it's
Johnny
going to
Cook.
be a block shot, goes on the ground, and a jump ball. I was surprised that they didn't call the jump ball earlier.
Yeah, I would have liked to see that because that was a palm block. What I mean by that, the whole hand was on top of it. You know, Nick, the one thing about it is North Star's doing some good things. Annie Lou has 3 offensive rebounds. We saw her have 7 against Millard North. They're getting open shots. They're just not following. That's why you have to continue to do the right thing, because hopefully you get hot like Millard West is right now.
So here's Anna Dunn at the top of the key. Right side now, Hansen. Hansen with it on the right wing. Looking down low, trying to get it to Gessert. She was trying to get positioning on the smaller Joyce Johnson. Instead, it's going to be blocked by Gatwich out of bounds, and it will stay with Millard West. 6 seconds on the possession with 1:26 on the game clock.
This is where if I'm North Star, I'm saying, look, don't bail them out. Let's make them make a shot. Yes, they're up by 25, but let's do the right thing and see what happens here at the end of the half.
So they'll inbound it to Hansen. Down low, pass intercepted by Joyce Johnson, going back the other way. Behind the back dribble by Johnson, getting chased down by Gessert, and Gessert bumped her with the right arm, and that's going to be a foul. That's a touch foul, but it's going to be a foul.
That was the definition and the reality of a touch foul. Running back and kind of almost thought about putting her hand in the cookie jar, didn't pull it back enough. But Johnson's at the free throw line. When you talk about trying to come back and trying to get back into this game, you got to start shooting 80 to 90% from the free throw line.
And on that cue, Lincoln North Star misses the free throw. Yeah, probably.
Thank you, Nick.
I don't see why not.
Nick, I always enjoy you just bringing me a bunch of joy anytime I make a mistake.
Well, that's why I'm here. 37-12, the score. 1:21 to play in the second quarter. Johnson's second free throw on the way is also no good. Man, Tommy Johnson's going to find Jay Foreman after this game. So here's the top of the key. Callie Ott guarded by Johnson.
There
you go. That might be the better case. Top of the key. Now Taylor Hansen looking around. Both Gesserts are on the bench currently.
This is where they got to make a run here.
1:05 to go in the second quarter. It's Hefty now left side. Callie Ott into the corner to Pabin. Pabin dribbles to the left wing. Now top of the key. Cuts inside the lane. Layup off the glass. Too strong. Nice rebound by Anderson. Anderson almost got it poked away from her by Hansen. Gets it to Irons. Irons with a almost inaccurate pass to Joyce Johnson, but she's able to track it down. Right side, here's Anderson. Kendall Anderson crosses over left to right now to Irons. She dribbles in the lane, has a speed advantage over Pavin. Layup good for Katie Irons.
Now the Gesser twins are out, and they're good on the defensive end and also blocking shots. As soon as they're out, remember I said you got to make a run. You got to get to the hole. You got to get some positive vibes, positive results before you start going into halftime.
Top of the key, here's Taylor Hansen, 24 on the game clock, and we're going to have a defensive foul on Joyce Johnson, as I believe they're going to get Taylor Hansen at the line to shoot two.
Yeah, you know, from here it looked like a good job of coming over and help defense and walled up pretty good. The refs probably thought a little bit too much body action. Now there's 23 seconds left. And if I'm Tommy Johnson, I'm saying, let's try to get one shot here, right? You can't control if Millard West continues to be hot, not only from the field, but the free throw line. Let's try to get our best play, best action. Sarah Gatwich, after a couple passes, getting downhill, then possibly trying to get a steal and get 2 for 1 here before the half.
Second one on the way for Hansen was also good. The Wildcats have put up 39 points in the first half. They lead 39-14 over the Lincoln North Star Gators as Gatwich has it on the logo. 13 and counting on the game clock. Make it 9 and counting as Gatwich goes to work. Isolation, works with Calliot. 3-ball on the way. Joyce Johnson misses everything. Offensive rebound, Annie Lou with 0.3 on the clock, and it's no good. The layup cannot fall for Katie Irons. And so at the half, your score, Millard West 39, Lincoln North Star 14. A lot of work to do if you're the Gators. We'll step aside, come back with some thoughts on the next Ag Appraisal and Realty halftime show right after this on 93.7 The Ticket.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
High school basketball fans, take a trip over to the Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame while you're in town for state hoops. Admission is free, and it's a great way to learn about some of the greatest athletes and teams to come out of the state, from recently to over 100 years ago in all sports. Learn more about names like Gale Sayers, Johnny Rogers, Bob Gibson, Tom Osborne, and more. Open Wednesday through Friday from 1 to 4 p.m. It's the Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame, just north of Haymarket Park at 500 Charleston Street.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career? Or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Come see the exciting career opportunities in the world of large ag. Acres, your Nebraska John Deere dealer, is hosting a career fair during our 2024 Ag and Turf Expo. Learn about career opportunities in service, sales, parts, and precision ag, as well as other roles in Acres Business Support Team. Join us at the Sandhills Global Event Center March 6th and 7th or Fauner Park March 21st and 22nd. Go to acres.com/expo24 for details.
Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends. That's the greatest compliment we can receive. If you've been in an accident, we'll get you back in your vehicle as quickly as possible. Our technicians care about you and your family and repair your vehicle to factory standards. We handle your claim from start to finish and provide a free loaner car. Stop by for a free estimate. Eustace Body Shop, just south of 88th and Highway 2.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Here you go. Coffee's on me and my new BFF. I thought I was your best friend forever. BFF like best financial friend at Members Own Credit Union. Right now, they're offering $100 when you consolidate or transfer a loan or an existing credit card balance and meet requirements. Plus, you get great rates and free advice from a financial partner that will put you first.
That sounds like a match made in heaven.
Members Own Credit Union is the type of bestie you can count on. Get started today at memberzonecu.org/BFF. Limitations may apply. Equal housing opportunity.
Score big this month at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln and rule the terrain on a Segway Fugelman UT10X. Now is your chance to get into a side-by-side for only $12,000 out the door. That's right, just $12,000. And this bad boy stacks up to all the other name brands. Plus, you get Segway's signature smart commanding system featuring airlock, drive settings, safety alerts, and more. Hurry in now. Elway Power Sports only has 2 left at this blowout price. Swing by their new 27th and I-80 location or shop their inventory at elwaypslincoln.com.
As the chief buffet officer here at Pizza Ranch, I get all kinds of buffet questions. Here's one from Cole.
Is there a real cactus in your cactus bread?
Great question, Cole. No, there is no cactus in our cactus bread, just sweet cinnamony streusel. It's on our buffet every day, along with pizza, chicken, ice cream, and all your other favorites. Even better, at least for your parents, kids eat free on Tuesday nights. And don't worry, Cole, there's no coal in our coleslaw either.
Pizza Ranch, everyone's favorite buffet.
If you have a fence, patio, or landscaping project to complete this spring, Sunbelt Rentals is here to help with augers and auger drives in various sizes, plus electric concrete mixers. For tree trimming projects, they have a great selection of chainsaws, pole saws, and hedge trimmers, along with a towable lift or ladder to get you where you need to be. Sunbelt Rentals has everything you need to make your spring projects easy. Sunbelt Rentals, online at sunbeltrentals.com.
When it comes to joining the Nebraska Army National Guard, you've heard it all before. College, healthcare, signing bonus. But joining is so much more than that. It's setting yourself up for a new and better chapter of your life. I'm Staff Sergeant Paul White, and because of the Nebraska Army National Guard, I'm in control of my career. And when the workday ends, I get to come home to my family. Write your next chapter by joining the Nebraska Army National Guard. For more information, schedule a meeting with me, Staff Sergeant Paul White at nationalguard.com.
Hey guys, it's Bill Bush. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty has opened a new location in Pender, Nebraska, in addition to their office in Lincoln. The real estate world can be confusing, so why wouldn't you want an expert helping you every step of the way? If you're looking to buy or sell farmland in Nebraska, Kansas, or Iowa, give Ethan Sorensen a call today at 402-380-0432 or visit them online at nextagrealestate.com. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty with locations in Lincoln and now Pender, Nebraska.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers, and if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Don't allow uninvited guests to take over your home. Trust Bats to Rats for a peaceful and rodent-free living space.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
The Coach's Pep Talk. Done well, it creates strong team unity, improves motivation, and attitude. So when Platte Valley Equipment says they're here to help you succeed, you'll have their 100% support to help you handle any task with their John Deere equipment that gets the job done every time. And with low monthly payments, well, that should be some serious motivation to visit PlatteValleyEquipment.com. Proud sponsor of the 2024 NSAA Boys and Girls High School State Basketball Tournament.
Jay Foreman back with you from Pinnacle Bank Arena. Jay, 39-14 at the break. This is the Next Ag Appraisal and Realty halftime show. Whether you're looking to buy or sell farmland in Nebraska, Kansas, or Iowa, give Ethan Sorensen a call today or visit them online, nextagrealestate.com, with locations in Lincoln and now in Pender, Nebraska. Pender, by the way, going to be in the Class D2 championship tomorrow. I believe it's, D1, Class D1 championship tomorrow morning. But nonetheless, here, Class A semifinal matchup. The winner of this one will play the winner of our next game between Lincoln Southwest and Bellevue West. Let's talk about the first half. 39-14, Millard West out in front by 25 over North Star. Everything's rolling and working for Millard West.
Yeah, look, it starts and stops with the Gesser twins. They look like totally two different players from when they played Omaha Central. The offense looked way more efficient. The energy in the team looks a lot more efficient. They came out to prove a point tonight, not only to themselves, but to North Star, that they are the king of the hill. And really, I think it starts with, you asked me pregame, what do? You got to get Neely Gesser started. Came out, hit a three. Then Nora Gesser really brought it home. She's been on fire from start to finish. And, I think the confidence, and I can't speak for her, but the confidence that she probably gained of stepping up when her sister had fouled out against Central, I think really just boiled over to today. And then also you got to think with Ott, Hansen, and everybody else in Haven have really got going. And they're shooting, with such confidence because the spacing is great. Their passes are crisp. But then also where they're getting a lot of confidence is that North Star's not hitting. And if I'm Tommy Johnson at halftime, I said, listen, every shot that we've taken hasn't been a forced shot. Every shot – for the threes, Nick, they looked like they were going in on four separate possessions. So if I'm North Star, I'm trying to find ways to infuse some confidence, get them to play a little bit faster. I don't think the moment was too big. I just felt like the buzzsaw, which was Millard West in that first half, was just wreaking havoc. And then when you're not hitting shots, and you know, when you're right there, they had a couple 3-point plays. And I think the veteran leadership and the cohesiveness of Millard West, the experience of playing together, paid dividends early in that first half.
Well, I mean, you want to talk about the run that Millard West went on. They ended the first quarter scoring the last 20 points of the quarter. At one point, they had a 26-0 run, 26-0 run over Lincoln North Star. And that ended with Gatwich splitting a pair of free throws at the 5:55 mark in the second quarter. So on Wednesday, Nora Gessert shot 1 of 13 from the field. In the first half, 16 points on 6 of 9 from the field. Completely different type of performance.
Yeah, and
more likely
this
than
is
what we were going to see from her.
In the way that the Twins have played and everybody has played is what the way they've pretty much played all year. That's why they're their number 1 seed coming into the tournament, been the number 1 team. And, you know, sometimes when you get tested and get battle tested, it wakes you up a little bit. And unfortunately for North Star, they're getting the best version of Millard West tonight. Now, if I'm North Star, I want to be able to give them the best version of the North Star Gators in this second half. It's a big lead that you have to overcome, but you have to play with some pride. You have to understand your shots sometimes your shots aren't falling. They're good shots. They're within rhythm. They're within the offense. You got to keep shooting, and hopefully the change of hoops and the change of the side of the court, you know, rings true for them. If they could get a little bit of Millard West luck and good shooting, they can get right back into this game.
39-14 your score at the break. Let's pause 30 seconds and take a break. Come right back with the start of the third quarter right after this.
At Southeast Community College, community is our middle name. Our continuing education classes offer personal interest, traffic safety and licensing, online learning, and adult education classes across Southeast Nebraska or online in your own home. Learn pottery or floral design. Take a computer course. Learn Spanish, how to start writing a book, or Air Fryer 101. See the full schedule of continuing education classes online at southeast.edu/continuing. SCC, your path to possible.
All right, start of the third quarter. Nick Sainer, Jay Foreman with you. It'll be Millard West basketball as Nora Gessert gets the inbound pass, and she'll bring it right to left. 39-14 the score. Pabin with the one-handed snag out of midair. Top of the key, Nora Gessert pass deflected and taken away by Kendall Anderson. Anderson being chased down by Pabin. Stops, layup, no good. Offensive rebound, Anderson, and we'll have a jump ball. Possession arrow gives it to the Wildcats.
Yeah, those are missed opportunities that you need. You know, I think right now North Star just needs to see the ball go through the bucket. Good steal there, right? So it's good that you start off the first half of turning them over, but then you want to go and cash in on the 2-and-1 layup.
So Millard West with the basketball. Nora Gessert will walk it across. Neely Gessert also out there after she kind of got banged up late in that second quarter. She seems to be okay, moving a lot better than she was going into the locker room. As Nora passes to Neely, mid-range jumper, long two, and she hits it.
This right here is a clinic of offensive efficiency and spacing. Nora Gessert to the corner shot, mid-range shot there to Neely, nothing but net.
So right side, here's Kendall Anderson. She'll stop, looking for help, finds Annie Lou for three, and she's unable to hit. Yep. It's 41-14.
Right, yeah, right now if I'm North Star, I think that we're playing a little bit too fast. Yes, we got to try to overcome this huge deficit, but we don't have to continue to come out and shoot threes. We started to get some momentum driving to the hoop. You got to start the second half the same way you ended the first half.
They try to dump it down low to Taylor Hanson. It goes off of her leg and into the hands of Joyce Johnson. Johnson working on the left side, layup on the way, no good, too strong. Offensive rebound, Lou
right there,
will go to the line to shoot two shots.
Right there, Annie Lou probably had 7 offensive rebounds against Millard North. She has 4 already. And so when you look at things that you need to do to try to get back into this game or be more competitive is what, Nick? Get to the rim, hit your free throws, which hopefully I'm not jinxing them, but then also continue to pound on the offensive rebound side.
First free throw on the way is perfect for Annie Lou. It's 41-15. 6:23 to go in the third quarter. Lou spins it, bounces it twice, fires away, and it's also good. 41-16. 6:22 to play, third quarter. Nora Gessert bringing it across the timeline, stops at the logo, back to Neely now, back to Nora. Nora on the right side, bounce passes it left side directly in front of us. Ott back to Nora. Nora, no look pass left side. Calliot, she'll walk
shuffle
with it.
a little bit. Yeah,
And
I would have normally thought Calliot would have shot that three. Now, she's not much of a three-point shooter, but when it's wide open like that, I'm sure Coach Kruger wants her to fire that up. But one thing about the Gessert twins, where Nora plays up top, she's more kind of a point guard, point forward, where Neely is the driver, spot up three-point shooter. That's why they're so effective, because you have two really heady players at both sides of the court.
Here's Olivia Anderson unable to connect on a three ball. And Nora Gessert cleans up the miss for Millard West. Back the other way we go with 5:50 to play in the third quarter. 41-16, your score. Down low into the corner. Long two on the way. Blocked by Olivia Anderson. Gessert gets it back. She misses the layup. And now Pabin on the third time for Millard West down the floor.
Right.
She'll get fouled and go to the line to shoot two. That foul goes on Lincoln North Stars number 4, Sarah Gatwich, her second.
When you're down by this much and you're trying to, limit Millard West to one shot, a little bit there, I saw Annie Lou start to run out a little bit, and so you have to make sure you secure the rebound, because even though Gatwich blocked the first Gessert shot, she's going to follow her shot another shot, kind of went over and allow Pabin to get in there and get an offensive rebound and get a shot at 2 free throws.
So 42-16 with Pabin after she makes the first one on the way, and that one's also good. So 43-16. Wildcats out in front of Lincoln North Star here in the Class A semifinal. Up the floor, Joyce Johnson. Johnson to Anderson. Anderson takes one dribble, throws it up over the top. Joyce Johnson can't hold on to it. She just has to tip it to Annie Lou, who throws it out of bounds off of Pabin, and it will stay with the Gators.
A little bit of a heady play there by Joyce Johnson, kind of tipped it to Annie Lou. Annie Lou couldn't handle it, and then you saw Pabin coming over there, tried to rush her against that baseline. Heads-up play there by Annie Lou to keep the possession in North Star's advantage.
So the 5 out there for head coach Tommy Johnson is Kendall Anderson, Sarah Gatwich, Olivia Anderson, Annie Lou, and Joyce Johnson. Here's a shot from the perimeter by Gatwich, not close, and Gessert's going to come back the other way across the timeline. Nora Gessert with it. Lost the basketball for a moment, gets it back now near side Calliot. Calliot finds Hanson in the fingernail to Nora Gessert. Good ball movement here by the Wildcats. Once again, pass down low, unable to be handled by Hanson as it was tipped out of bounds by the Gators.
Nick, back to that Gatwich three, that's a shot that, a coach will tell you can get that anytime. Yes, you're open, but don't look. You can't look over there and continue to tell yourself you're down by 27. Whether you shoot the ball with 20 seconds left in the shot clock or 28, it's going to probably end up in the same result.
So 43-16, your score, 5:04 to play. They inbound it into Pabin, and this is going to be an over and back call as it went through Pabin's hand and into the backcourt.
Yeah, Coach Kruger is still coaching his girls pretty hard. He wants to, continue with the intensity because he sees blood in the water, but he also wants to make sure that they finish strong as well.
Katie Irons checks into the game for Lincoln North Star. She has on the left side, spins, kicks it out to Johnson. Johnson will retreat now to the perimeter, top of the key. Annie Lou with it, working on Neely Gessert. Can't get anywhere, so now also into the game for Lincoln North Star's Alexandra Kroll. Johnson with it on the top of the key. On the left side of the lane, Joyce Johnson throws up a tough contested shot. She's fouled by Hanson, and she'll go to the line to shoot two.
That's the second time we saw Joyce Johnson on the reverse there to get downhill. A little hesitation there. Got to the hoop, drew the contact through the body. Now she's at the free throw line. See if she can make them.
So Joyce Johnson at the charity stripe to shoot two with the Gators down 43-16.
I mean, this Millard West, performance has been nothing less than perfection, but then it's been really, really impressive because the Gessert twins are hitting on all cylinders. You got Pabin hitting, you got Hanson hitting, you got Ott doing her thing. All 5 of them are playing at the height of their abilities, and Coach Kruger is definitely happy with how they came out in the first 2.5 quarters.
So Johnson goes 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Gessert coming down the floor, gets his Calliot. Ott splits through 2 defenders, looking for help, and now she's going to walk with it. So another travel for Calliot, and it will be Gators basketball.
Look at the North Star Gators. You got to take some confidence. You're starting to, turn them over a little bit, forcing them into some unforced errors. And so now offensively, you got to hope that you can start to see the ball fall in, whether it's a 3 or getting to the rim, or better yet, start hitting the free throws. When you look at being down, Nick, 26 points, you have to start looking at the things that you control, right? You're at the free throw line. Are you going to hit 100% of the free throws? No, but you got to make a higher percentage than what you're making. And I would venture to say that the North Star Gators shoot a higher percentage from the free throw line than they're doing tonight. So you definitely control that. It's a concentration thing, but then also getting used to being in a game a step further than you went last year. And it is, as you go along and you win games, it gets more intense. You get a little bit more tight. But better yet, Nick, you're playing against better teams, right, from top to bottom. So this has definitely been a learning experience for North Star. And if I'm Tommy Johnson, I'm talking about, listen, we got to play with a little bit more intensity, a little bit more enthusiasm, but also let's not play down to the deficit that we're at. We're better than this, right? I mean, let's be honest. We watched North Star play yesterday. We can come to the assumption and conclusion that they're better than being down 26 points to the Millard West, irregardless of how well Millard West is playing.
Yeah.
So once you know that and come to terms with it, you can't change what's already been done. Now you got to try to figure out a way to make the best out of the last 4 minutes and 30 seconds of this quarter and 8 minutes in the fourth quarter.
So 4:31 to play in the third, 43-17 your score. Nick Sainert, Jay Foreman with you from Pinnacle Bank Arena. It's been a pretty well-disciplined half for Millard Star. Only one team fouled to this point. So on the left side, here's Kroll. Kroll, cross-court pass is going to be deflected. Gessert with it on the top of the key. Nora Gessert passes left side, Neely Gessert. Neely Gessert kicks it out to Nora. Nora, top of the key, gives it to Ott. Now in the corner, this is Wenninghoff with it. Back into the game for head coach Mark Kruger. So Nora Gessert back at the logo. Right side, Neely Gessert. Neely, top of the key, pass deflected, taken away by Katie Irons. Irons running the floor, getting chased down by Wenninghoff. Layup no good. Tipped out of bounds. And it will be Millard West basketball.
It went off the rim, so she should be able to touch it, right?
Katie Irons touched it out of bounds.
Oh.
So it'll be Millard West basketball.
Yeah, she got little feet there. You gotta get back in there a little bit. But she missed the open layup. These are the chances where you're trying to get something going. Seeing the ball go through the hoop gives you a lot of confidence. North Star has missed a lot of layups, a lot of bunny shots, and obviously a lot of wide open threes.
So 43-17, floater on the way for Gessert. It rolls home, and it's 45-17.
And look, there's not a lot of resistance there, right? Ball fake, pump fake, one power dribble, floater. Ball fake, pump fake, one power dribble, jumper. They are just putting on a clinic of offensive efficiency right now.
So here's Irons in the lane, tough shot, and that one finally goes to its home.
Right.
That one almost wanted to pop out.
Yeah, it did. I mean, Katie Irons, maybe just like last night where she started to get going in the second half, but, it's a big lead that they got to overcome right now.
Here's Pabin for three, unable to convert. Offensive rebound by Gessert. Layup is good for Nora Gessert.
Look, you force Pabin to shoot the deep corner three. A freshman mistake, you got to chase the ball. You can't box out because Nora Gessert is a little bit too crafty to try to box her out 25 feet from the hole.
Now we have a pass that's deflected out of bounds. Last touch by the Wildcats, so it goes to the Gators still. 47-19 your score.
Coach Kruger has got to be happy right now. He's able to get a couple other players in the game and try to get, some confidence in his whole team. But when you think of both of the Gessert twins really, really taking control of this game, it's on an offense and defensive end, also a pace game. At the pace that Nora Gessert is handling the ball up top and creating space for her sister, cross-court pass, three-quarter court pass. It's been an excellence of execution tonight.
So Gators will have a baseline inbound after a foul on Brooke Wenninghoff. That's going to be Wenninghoff's third. They inbounded to Gatwich. Gatwich layup blocked by a duo of Wildcat defenders involving Calliot and Wenninghoff. And here comes Calliot up the floor to Wenninghoff. Right side, Taylor Hansen back to Wenninghoff. And her shot blocked by Sarah Gatwich.
Yeah, Wenninghoff had to laugh a little bit because, Sarah Gatwich just teed that thing up. But, again, before that, you like it. The ball didn't touch the court, got it to Ott, dump into Wenninghoff. That's a winning play if I'm Coach Kruger. But then also Tommy Johnson, I like to see my young lady still competing to the very end.
So they'll inbound it here to Wenninghoff at the top of the key, looking around, finds that's Calliot trying to get it down low into Hansen. Hansen may have rolled her ankle a little bit, but it's going to be Lincoln North Star basketball.
Yeah, Hansen has an ankle brace on right now, so just a little bit of a twinge, and she's walking it off. So I'm glad she's, able to overcome that. But again, you see what they're doing there. Once they reverse the ball and they have the Gessert twins on the left side of the offense and the right side of the defense, that they're running a lot of back picks, a lot of secondary cuts, trying to catch North Star asleep at the wheel.
So pass up the floor. It's going to be deflected out of bounds. Last touch by the Wildcats. It actually hit. It went on top of somebody's laptop screen.
Oh,
it went like, so as I'm showing you, it slammed right on top.
It did. That scared you a little bit.
Better theirs than me on mine. Let me tell you. This is right side. Here's Joyce Johnson. Top of the key taken away. Nora Gessert, coast to coast. And she lays it in with the right hand. It's now a 30-point Millard West basketball lead with 2:06 to play in the third. Far pass up the floor with one hand. Joyce Johnson is able to corral it. 1:59 to play in the third quarter. A long three for Katie Irons.
Right.
And the rebound goes out into the hands of Taylor Hansen. So here's Gessert across the timeline. Gessert passes right side. Neely Gessert for three. Short offensive rebound goes into the hands of Calliot. Hansen layup blocked once again. Put back third time's a charm. No, it's not. And now we have a foul on Millard West and Brooke Wenninghoff. That's number 4 on her.
You know, Tommy Johnson is probably letting his young Gator crew out here learn a lesson about competition and playing a really good team and letting them kind of sink or swim right now. But then also when you saw a deep three, probably about 30 feet from Katie Irons, you might have to call a little timeout to kind of get them within reason here. And so, but again, look at Millard West. They are starting to get a little bit more bench players into the game, still playing this 1-2-2 zone. They're going to finish this thing to an end because they're trying to make a statement before they get to the state championship.
So here's Joyce Johnson into the corner. It's Annie Liu with it. Liu stops at the elbow, kicks it out. Johnson with it on the left side. Johnson to Katie Irons. Irons dribbling in, backs it out to the perimeter. Top of the key. Here's Gatwich now with it. 13 on the possession. Gatwich, that's going to be a travel on Sarah Gatwich.
Yeah, a little bit of one extra dribble, one extra step. Was stuck between whether she wanted to cross over a hezzy and one too many steps before she got it up against up off the glass.
So 1:14 to play in the third quarter, 49-19. The Wildcats out in front comfortably over Lincoln North Star. Calliot will bring it across the half-court line. Dribbling right side is Ott, guarded closely by Joyce Johnson. Looking for help, still looking for help. Finds it to Pavin. Pavin dribbles on the right side on against Kendall Anderson, and we have a charge called as Annie Liu sacrifices the body, and that'll be number 1 on Pavin.
Yeah, good job there by Annie Liu rotating on defense. I know it hurts a little bit at this point when you're down by 30 points to step in there to take a charge. But also you got to give credit to Tommy Johnson and his coaching staff. That's the standard. They're going to keep competing and playing hard. They realize they have not played their best game, but there's basketball to be played, and they're going to continue to play.
So here comes Gatwich, kicks it out to the corner. Annie Liu down to Kendall Anderson. She'll fire away short. Offensive rebound tipped out to Irons. Irons dribbles into the lane, back out Anderson. She'll try again, and she'll miss again as it goes into the hands of Pavin.
Yeah, the threes are a little bit too deep, and, you know, the first one hit front rim, and the next one came out, hit the back of the rim. And so, you know, look, this is 2 games in a short amount of time. You got to understand, tired legs, you got to learn how to play under these conditions. And so this is an all-around learning experience for this North Star Gators girls basketball squad, not only from the players, but the coaches and the coaching staff of, you know what, look, last year they lost in the first game, right, that they got here. This year they won the first game, now in the second game. You're playing one of the better teams that's been in Nebraska probably in about the last 5 or 10 years. Your learning experience with veteran leadership, experience, cohesiveness can pay off for you late in the season.
Anna Dunn and Hefty are back into the game for Millard West and head coach Mark Kruger. Here's Hefty with it now. Hannah Hefty, left side, Pavin for 3. Off to the right just a little bit, and Gatwich skies high for the rebound. 2 seconds on the clock. She'll fire away, and she'll airball it to end the third quarter. And with your score, Millard West 49, North Star 19. We'll head to the final period of play from Pinnacle Bank Arena. Millard West cruising their way to the Class A final. We'll start quarter number 4 when we return in 60 seconds.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
You had to know that when Wingstop set out to make a crispy, juicy chicken sandwich, they wouldn't make it in just one flavor. They'd make it in all 12, like lemon pepper, mango habanero, hickory smoked barbecue, and OG hot. So why have one new favorite chicken sandwich when you can have 12? Try the new sauced and tossed Wingstop chicken sandwich today for only $5.49 at Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Valid for a limited time and available at participating Wingstop locations only while supplies last. Price subject to applicable taxes and fees.
It is the start of quarter number 4, 49 to 19, rather, as the Gators have the basketball. Gatwich mid-range jumper too strong. Jay, PBA starting to fill in a little bit here in anticipation for our next game. Lincoln Southwest and Bellevue West floater off the glass for Calliot at Falls.
Calliot has been going in there, physical play, and been banging in there, and so she got one to fall. But, yeah, it's starting to fill out here. Look, Southwest travels well. North Star Gators do, and Millard West does. But then also you got to think Bellevue West. Everybody thinks of the men's team or the boys' team, but the women's team is a very good team as well, and they are a step further than they were last year. And so they had a really good game in the first game, and so you expect them to represent as well. I assume you're going to see some of the Bellevue West boys team here because they came and supported the girls the first round that they played. So, again, but back to action there, you know, what Tommy Johnson has to do is understand, look, obviously you're not going to come back from a 30-point lead and have, well, you can, but ultimately we got to get something going that's positive. This is not representation of what the way they played at any point this year. Now, when you have a young team, you do have games like this where you just come out and you look like you can't even walk and chew gum. You can't make free throws. You can't make layups. You don't know what you're doing on defense. But when you're playing a well-oiled machine like this, you got to be able to fight force with force. And this is a on-the-job, big stage learning experience. This North Star Gator program is set up for success in the future, and they will learn from this. And I assume just only about from knowing Coach Johnson is they'll get better from this as well.
So Lincoln North Star basketball, as Gatwich has it, she gets doubled and brings it across the timeline after she splits them. Now in the lane, layup for Gatwich, just too strong.
Right. These are the things. This is what happens. You know, she split everybody, weaved right through there, and then you forgot to use the backboard, and then you come back a little bit late on defense. Now, we'll probably say the other four teammates didn't get back either, right? But next thing you know, I call it compound interest, right? Miss the layup, come back, get the ticky-tack foul. So, you know, it's probably, you know, obviously it's a disappointing performance. You see Coach Johnson over there. He's you know, a little disappointed. You can't really do anything about it because there's nothing that they've been able to do that will get them going. He's tried different things. He tried to go to a little bit of zone, had to go to man, went to a little bit of a matchup zone, full court press, and Millard West had an answer for every question on the test. And so you got to tip your hat, but you got to continue to compete for the next 6 minutes and 31 seconds.
Here's Katie Irons, cross-court pass to Joyce Johnson. She drives baseline. Layup for Johnson is good. And it's 53-21.
Right, Joyce Johnson, I mean, look, nobody played good tonight, but you think about Joyce Johnson, the few opportunities she's had, she's been able to get to the rack and then also the free throw line.
Three on the way for Neely
Gessert. Neely Gessert is just letting you know why she might be the state player of the year, right? Where the inside-outside game, smooth as ice cream, and her jumper is definitely on fire. And we knew it if they could kind of get through kind of that muddy game with Omaha Central, which they did. They made it a muddy game, and they were off. That this was a possibility, right? You got two Division I recruits in one household. I'm sure they've had some battles, and they definitely are showing their worth tonight.
Gatwich's three, rims in and then out, halfway down. Pass taken away on the other end by the Gators. 56-21. It's a 35-point ball game. Irons pulls up. Three ball, no good. Lou gets the rebound for a moment, but then falls out of bounds, and it will be Millard West basketball as Olivia Anderson checks back into the game.
Yeah, you know, right there, you've seen Annie Lou, you know, been active, you know, all game actually on the offensive rebound. Obviously really active against Millard North. And normally, you know, when you think like she would have had that, being able to get it up and get it off the backboard and get 2 points, just not falling tonight, and it's just the off night for the whole North Star Gator team.
So right side here's Neely Gessert with it. Real impressive. Neely Gessert spins around, fades away. I thought that one was going to go in as well. Calliot gets the offensive rebound, put back. Is good for Calliot.
Good step through. You're talking about being fundamental, reading your defense on the move. That's it. And even like something like right here, when you're going against the pressure, what I call is you don't want to kill your dribble too early against a veteran team like this. So you got to learn from your mistakes, but then also realize some of them are self-induced as well.
Mid-range jumper, no good. It's now a 58-21 lead as Calliot has it on the logo. Trio of subs and reserves ready to come in for Mark Kruger and Millard West at the next dead ball. So top of the key now, left side is Neely Gessert for 3. Off to the left a little bit, no good, but another offensive rebound for Taylor Hansen and Millard West as a fourth sub walks to the scores table.
Nick, if I'm Coach Kruger, I'm getting everybody in the game because why I want my starters out. They've shown that they have answered the call and responded as he expected. And you don't want anything like we saw at Scott where we saw Ladwood kind of get rolled up a little bit. So you want to make sure that you end the game on the right note because you have more established yourself more times than not as a champion tonight.
Katie Irons fires away, and it's halfway down the cylinder.
At this point, you're taking good shots. They're going almost all the way down. It's almost like a running joke right now that's like, wow, what else can go on? I mean, the only thing else, Nick, you could pull a Jay Foreman and being ready to go for a dunk and dribble it off your foot. You know, that. Just go ahead and say it.
No,
Oklahoma game.
Why would I say that?
Because you did. I mean, that's, I was always, Nick, last night I went out and spoke in Hastings.
Okay.
And they were talking about football, and we have a lot of ticket listeners that, listen to me and you when we call games. We call a lot of football games, a lot of high school games. By the big shout out to Union Bank for, sponsoring us again.
Absolutely.
And as we're doing every single high school game, boys or girls and boys again this year, like we always do. They did ask me. A young fella came up to me. He's about 30 years old. He's like, man, what's up with your radio partner? I said, who, Nick? He said, Nick. So why is he always making fun of you about what happened in Oklahoma? I said, listen, I've been trying to forget about that since the day it happened, and I forgot about it. And ever since I met Nick, I've been reminded of it. For the very first time I met you.
You have to know, Jay, is that there's so many people thinking about it. Only your real friends will say it. And I guess here I am.
So as I'm walking in here to PBA, everybody's like, there goes Jay Foreman, fell on his face on national TV.
Athlete says left side here.
I will say I was an athlete, but I blame it on the cleats. Now, anyways, back to basketball here. North Star Gators got Kroll in the game. Obviously, you got Sarah Gatwood still in there. You got Katie Irons, you got Anderson, and you got Anderson. You got to get something going here. I know I've been saying this, it seems like ever since the game started. But 21 points is definitely not the output that they expected to have. That's not happening.
Gatwich fires away.
That right there is not happening.
Yep.
No.
Three-pointers doesn't fall as now left side. Here comes Millard West as Emily Lovett is into the game. And we have a traveling violation on, it looks like, Wenninghoff.
Yeah, Wenninghoff didn't like that, but Coach Kruger, he's rubbing his chin. He said, yep, good job, but you know what? You traveled. Did the Cupid Shuffle. You know what the Cupid Shuffle is?
I do. I used to. Yeah.
No, you didn't. You went to Pius. At Pius X, you were not Cupid shuffling.
Yes, we were. Oh, that's the one dance we were allowed to do.
I love it.
Left side. Gatwich with it. She splits the double, floater on the way, and that one falls off the front rim. No good. And
Nick, when you think about this game here, for North Star to, have the, upset and shock the world, you would have needed a phenomenal game out of Sarah Gatwich, and she has just been off tonight, right? Yep. Not for a lack of effort or opportunity. The ball just hasn't went through the rim, and it's a tough night because I think the way she plays, right? It's not just the point output; it's their ability to affect the other opposing teams on offense, so forth and so on. It just hasn't happened for her tonight, and is kind of just boiled down to the rest of the team. Tough way to end your season in the moment, right? Right now, you're dejected, you're mad, you're hurt, you're upset, you're annoyed, right? Like right now, you're like, man. I hate this happened on the big stage. Everybody's watching you. But ultimately, in the locker room, Coach Johnson will tell them they've had a successful season because as he told us yesterday, Nick, nobody expected them to be here. So they exceeded expectations.
Yeah.
And you got to think just 2 weeks ago, they got throttled by Millard North, the same team that they had to face yesterday. So maybe it's a little bit of, we kind of overshot ourselves in the first game, Wednesday. Yeah. And just wasn't able to overcome that again when you're playing a team that's probably 3 times as better than Millard North. So a tough loss there tonight, but I'm sure he's going to, encourage and also demand his players to finish out the right way.
First free throw on the way for Lincoln North Star, number 5, Leslie Garcia, a 5'10 freshman. is good. It's
Again,
58-22.
You know, Nick, when you're looking at North Star, you got a lot of juniors and only one senior, right? And she doesn't play that much. She just came into the game. But, you know, at the free throw line, now you got a freshman, true freshman. This is a look into the future. And when you talk about Tommy Johnson taking over that North Star program after coaching a lot of club ball and how he was able to turn them into a state qualifier, not 1 but 2 years in a row, this is how you do it. You develop young talent, you invest in your players, and you take your lumps as well. And he's going to remember it. I'm telling you, these guys they're going to be competitive, and they've been really competitive in the city of Lincoln. And they've been able to get the state twice in some adverse conditions or, situations where you think last year where they went to Pius, the team that was heavily favored, right, at Pius. For whatever reason, the AC was broke and then broke their way through the state tournament, and they did the same this year. So there's a lot of growth in this program, a lot of youth, but definitely should be a lot of confidence in this program and that locker room moving forward.
So 58-24, your score. Another one on the way for Alexandra Kroll at the line is no good. Offensive rebound. Brooke Plain kicks it out to Garcia, to Kroll. Kroll at the line tries to dump it off. It goes into the hands of Millard West. Back the other way they go as number 15 for the Wildcats, Jalen Moody, is into the game, and she travels. So 2:08 to play, 58-24. It's a 34-point Millard West advantage. Mark Kruger saying, take a breath.
Yeah, take a breath. Look, this is a good experience, though, for a lot of these players on Millard West that probably didn't expect to play tonight, but he's getting a lot of them in. He was just talking to number 11, Emily Lovett. She's a freshman, 5'6" freshman that probably hadn't played a lot of minutes and probably, excited, anxiety, trying to get her to calm down and just play.
So number 21 for League of North Star, Tiana Price, the senior, chucks it away from the right wing, unable to connect on that three ball. You don't want to see her get some points here. Right? You got to try to figure out a way to get her some points.
If I'm Tiana Price, I'm shooting the ball every single time I get the ball.
There you go. As Garcia rips it away from Millard West, and back the other way we go. Kroll now on the left side. Kroll dribbling it.
Yeah, I'm getting and if I'm Tommy Johnson, I'm making sure I get the ball to Tiana Price, and I'm shooting it from the logo. I'm Caitlin Clark range as well.
Garcia fires away, unable to connect on that three with 1:18 to play in the fourth quarter. Up the floor they go. Millard West layup blocked into the hands of Tiana Price. Now she gets it knocked away.
You got to be mad at Jalen Moody. She's a 5'5" freshman. Try to pit pocket her. You got to let her score. But you know what? The honest to God truth, though, now you see a lot of freshmen in, right, for both squads. You're getting a good glimpse into the future for Bellevue or for Millard West, excuse me. Because I see Bellevue West about to come here. For Millard West and obviously the North Star Gators, you see why you're going to start seeing both of these teams here more often than not, or in the mix and highly ranked in the state rankings because of the depth that they have in their basketball programs.
As the ball taken away by number 22, Amber Aiken. Aiken in the lane, layup no good, and she is fouled by number 3, Jama Neighbor, a sophomore guard for Lincoln North Star.
Right, Millard West is moving on, but Amber Aiken is the 5'11" senior. She said, I'm getting on the scoreboard as well. And this is, Nick, as we're joking around a little bit right now, but, for these young ladies, getting to the state tournament and getting their name in the scoring column is a big deal.
Yeah.
When you get a little bit older like me and keep it be like a young buck, Nick, stop it now. Okay, I see you, but I saw your facial gesture. Is that when you can go in and look at Nebraska, state tournament history books, you can say, listen, I got on the scoreboard. So great job by Aiken right there getting on the scoreboard because it does mean a lot. And also you have your parents and friends watching. So you're always happy for the players that don't play as much to get in and get on the scoreboard. Now we need Garcia,
Price,
to shoot the ball. And he right there, fired away.
Look at her. They're giving it to her. Let her go to work.
Yeah.
Let her go to work.
The pesky freshman
passes it off.
The pesky freshman.
Garcia.
Shoot it.
Garcia down low, pass deflected, taken away, and Price isn't going to get a shot.
Jalen Moody is raining on everybody's parade. She has not got the memo, but she's only a freshman. And unfortunate for, North Star, they ran into a buzzsaw tonight. They had a really good season led by Coach Tommy Johnson. And the future looks bright, not only for them. Obviously, in the future, they're going to go home with a big L right here. They got beat by 35 points. But this Millard West team showed why they were the favorite coming in. They had something to prove. And North Star Gators, the rally set in on them, and obviously they're upset. They got to take their lumps, and sometimes to be a champion, Nick, you got to get beat down a little bit and get embarrassed a little bit. But how you bounce back will let you know whether you're going to be a champion sooner or later.
So there you have it. Final score from Pinnacle Bank Arena in the first Class A semifinal is Millard West 59, Lincoln North Star 24, and they will await the winner of our next game between Lincoln Southwest and Bellevue West. That one tipping off in approximately 30 minutes or so from Pinnacle Bank Arena. We'll go ahead and send it back to the studio for a short amount of time and get you ready with Ben back in our 93.7 The Ticket studios as he'll fill the time until we talk to you here in about 25 minutes or so from PBA with the pregame show of Lincoln Southwest and Bellevue West. So once again, Millard West is going to try to win their first state championship game in program history with a convincing 59-24 victory over Lincoln North Star. Don't go anywhere. Ben will carry us on for the other side of this break, and then back to us here at Pinnacle Bank Arena at around 7:35 or so. Ben, appreciate all your help back in the 93.7 The Ticket studios, and thank you, listeners, for listening to this production of Girls High School State Basketball on 93.7 The Ticket.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.